Imagine being put in a box where there were restrictions for the first 30 to 40 years of your life. Okay? I want y'all to really visualize that because I'm going to take you on a journey right quick, okay? So, as promised, well, I didn't promise it. I said I was going to do a video about parasitic individuals and parasites as how they affect the body. Both of them are correlated. And a lot of in-depth herbalists, the ones that go on to be doctors, I'm not a doctor, okay? Just putting it out there, I'm not a doctor. But I like research, so I search a lot, and I like to find things that are correlated. So here's a brief disclaimer. If you are someone that does not believe that parasites exist, this is not for you. If you are someone that believes you're just flesh, this is not for you. If you are someone who is solely stuck on love and light content, I'm not it, okay? I'm not it. I like to deep dive into the things that make people tick and make them, prosperous, and to be vocalized about the things that keep people stuck, okay? So follow me, okay? That's all I'm gonna ask you, that you follow me. If you do not understand, go back and watch the video again. I'm not gonna be here long. So imagine being created, right, in the womb for 9 months, and once you get out from the ages where you become more aware of your being, right? And if you watch your baby, they do that around like 36 months, sometimes 6 to 8 months. They begin to know that they have a voice, they have a personality, their likes and dislikes, whether they can speak or not. You got to be paying attention to children to even know that, okay? From the age of, I'm going to say 1 to 10, you start to notice the adults, okay, around you. And let me say this too. If you've never been through a hard time, I'm talking about a struggle. I'm not glorifying it, but I'm also going to tell you how you can escape it, how you can get out of it, right? To be placed in a low income area, you begin to become aware of your parents, okay? There or absent, or just never existed at all, okay? Whatever the case may be. From, I would say, 10 to 20. Now, you should be, because this is one generation after the next generation after the next generation after the next, right? When you are at this phase, right, from 10 to 20, a lot is going on with your mind and your body, hormonally. But again, if you are in a safe place, your parents should have taught you the basics, right? Treat people how you want to be treated, right? Respect those who respect you. The basics, right? Don't pick on people. Don't bully people, because you don't ever know what they're going through at home. And if you are 80s and 90s generation, right, we, majority of us, grew up in a time where long as you look presentable, didn't smell, you wasn't acting out of the normal, which was like closed off, reserved. If the teacher was talking to you, you responded back. Things like that. Those are things they would look at. If you were a defiant child, That was a red flag. If you were always quiet in the corner, red flag. If you came to school with dirty clothes, red flag. Nobody is bothering nobody's parent unless it looked like what I just named, right? Okay. Hair, clothes, things like that put together between the ages of 10 to 20. Then from 20 to 30, you are actively in adulthood, right? Most people mature but never grow up. Okay? This is where, yeah, you have a little fun, but you also start to become aware of the things that you want and you do not want in life. Like to be a struggling adult, to be a miseducated adult, to be successful in your own right, whatever it looks like to you, because everybody's success looks differently, right? Some things I want to say, but this ain't about me. This ain't about me. I'll share more later on about that. By the time you get between 30 and 40, you should feel somewhat established, right? Okay, so when you are put in a box at each phase and stage of your life, it could start with your parents, caregiver, guardian, whomever. If you constantly tell a child that they're going to be like somebody or they are like somebody, guess what they're going to program in their head? I'm going to be just like that person. The good behaviors, the not so great behaviors, the generational curses, right? They transfer just like that, because if you have one parasitic individual, it could start from a grandparent, right? Or a parent. And then you constantly beat down the young women in the family, telling them they fast and they this and they that. This is exactly what they're going to be. If you tell the young man, oh, you just like your daddy, gonna be in and out of jail, you gonna be da-da-da-da on the streets, on the corner. That's exactly what they're going to be if nobody in the hood, right? Because we all closing in the same box. And everybody got the same stinking thinking, the same mindset. We live in the hood. You're not supposed to have that. Let me get that. And it really goes down in the hood like that, baby. I'm a certified hood booker. And this is the stuff that I do not talk about because I love to see how people gonna treat me, baby. You understand what I'm saying? By the time you get to a certain age, you begin to learn that your mother and or father, somebody, I'm not saying everybody, okay? Like I said, this ain't for everybody. This is not love and light. Something might not be quite right. And then you start to ask questions, right? I learned, it wasn't well into my adulthood, that something was off, okay? Because answering questions became combative arguments. Why you asking that? Like, I can't learn my family history, whether it was the good things or not so great things, because we need to know these things as we're growing, as we're aging, as we're developing ourselves. I was well into my adulthood and I asked my grandfather something, and he didn't want to talk about it, right? It was okay. We talked about religious things. And this is somebody that I've seen a great deal throughout my childhood. And I always knew who he was, just can't remember his name. I just knew his face and I knew he looked like us. He almost gave off uncle vibes. Cause like, hey, I know you, but you just ain't never really around like that. Why? Grandmother been taken advantage of. Grandfather been taken advantage of. They had a child been taken advantage of. My father had 3 children. 2 out of 3 taken advantage of. When you have a grandmother or a guardian or, you know, people that come from a generation where they don't like to see children on the streets, and somebody else's family become their family, they're gonna take them in. Watch who you take into your household, especially if you don't know the history as to why that child does not want to live with their biological child. My family had a thing for doing that. So non-blood family was family. And until this day, I still believe in things like that. But yeah, you really gotta watch who you call your family. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are dealing with generational trauma, DNA-wise, and they don't know it. And that's the parasite. It's a spiritual parasite that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation until it gets to somebody that says, hold up, something ain't quite right. Everybody in the family sick. Everybody in the family combative. Don't nobody talk like normal human beings. The communication is off. The only thing that was embedded in me, I'm not gonna say the only thing, I was shown a lot at a young age, and some things just stuck with me. But you know, as you move from 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, you tend to forget a lot of things unless you start getting your hands dirty in a good way. Okay? Like in a real good way. When you start to reprogram yourself and rewire yourself and do things that make you uncomfortable, I'm talking about make your feet sweat, hands sweat, make your armpits run down the back of your back fat. Type of uncomfortable. You really have to become something nobody ever told you you can really fucking become. Excuse my language. I'm talking about you gotta look delulu to the people who ain't got no vision. I was trying to find something wrong with it, but I can't really think on a whim right now. But I think you understand where I'm coming from. I've been called weird, quirky, all kinds of shit. I don't care because I've seen the success that I'm capable of. Do you understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare let a parasitic spirit tell me, because you ain't doing shit, ain't never done shit, won't even try to do something new. You understand what I'm telling you? And I know what it looked like. I'm not judging because I know what it looked like. Baby, when I tell you, I know what it looked like. You got women and men sending their kids away to go live with relatives because they done invited a parasitic individual in their home and took advantage of somebody that wasn't even supposed to be touched. And these people wind up hurting, ill, sick, or dead. As much as I talk about my twin, he had some issues. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I've seen the what y'all call the funny uncle, the weird uncle. Baby, I've seen multiple generations of that. Let's not just sit there on the women. I mean on the men, because the women, y'all do it too. Y'all do it too. It be the ones like, oh, that's my nephew. That's my... Start off godson, nephew, or you call it your best friend's children. Very handsome children, okay? Oh, he's so cute. Grew up, da-da-da. And then y'all say little slick stuff. Y'all be grooming. Borderline pedophilia. I talk about the uncomfortable things that don't nobody want to talk about, okay? And that's why a lot of people don't like me. So when you get to the odd person in the family, the weird person in the family, the crazy person in the family that's speaking on things, the black sheep, when they get to talking, y'all better start listening. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I would rather work alone, be alone. I'm not alone. I ain't lonely neither. Because, baby, I'd rather enjoy my company. I have stood up to parasitic, demonic spirits Okay, in my family, out of my family, people who were a part of my family. You understand what I'm saying? Like friend wise, family of the friend, you know, things like that. I went to bad. I'm talking about with these fists too. I ain't like when I was young. Y'all think I got? Y'all think I'm impatient now, baby? What? You don't know me. I'm telling you, I have grown so much due to all of the things that I've seen spiritually, all of the attacks that I've been through spiritually, and I'm not just talking about nobody like younger than me, around the same age as me. I'm talking about grown women. Grown women. And as much as, again, I love my family, one thing I would never, ever, ever do is pick a side, especially when that shit is wrong. My grandmother taught me to keep my head in the books. And I don't know who need to hear this. If you don't like school, you don't like to read, baby, you better start reading. Because everything that you need to know is in a book. Everything you need to know, I promise you, is in the book. Not everything. And I want to say be mindful of who you get to guide you, to tell you things. Okay? And I'm not going to say everybody going to show up like this. Because, again, people who are truth tellers, people who have a lot of light, a lot of shine, get a lot of attention, they seem to be reserved. Okay? And as some of y'all can see, you already know. You already know. I don't have to. My phone going dead, y'all. I don't have to speak on everything. Some things are not meant to be spoken on because you're giving that parasitic entity permission. So just, like I always been telling y'all, stay prayed up. Take your spiritual baths. I'm so tongue-tied right now. Cleansing, right? Because in order to cleanse, in order to rid yourself of parasitic individuals, you got to have layers of armor. Layers of armor. When I don't care who, if mama, daddy, sister, cousin, I don't give a damn who it is. Baby, I've had to fight verbally. My daddy, I'm a daddy's girl. Some things he would say to me, and it would break me down. But as a grown woman, after my twin passed away, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Leave me alone. Because I thought when I was younger, people started passing away around you. I thought like, hey, what the. But now when it comes to your lovers and your children, sometimes the biggest op be the people who birthed you. Do you understand what I'm telling? I have loved ones fighting for their life right now. Because when I went to them and said, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, I'm explaining. And the first thing, because I said herbs, what made you want to do that? Oh, excuse me, what? This is what saved my life from the parasitic medical industry. I'm going to say this, and then we're going to hop off here, okay? When you have a fluke worm, a roundworm, a tapeworm, because everybody like pork, right? Just to name a few, pinworms. That's the last one, because a lot of babies been getting pinworms. And it starts to cause symptoms like diabetes, bloating, gas, insomnia, thoughts that you've never had before, right? Schizophrenia, bipolar, and sometimes schizophrenia and bipolar can come from being abused for a number of years. Y'all start Googling things. Start searching things before you even listen. Not even listen. Before you even process what somebody is saying. I don't care what it is, right? If it's the tea or if it's not the tea. Because a lot of y'all be sipping on piss. Okay? A lot of y'all be like, ooh, let me tell you what the tea is. And it's straight piss. And I feel like some of y'all mean well, but you sitting there watching it. Thank you. And that's how I feel about it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Those parasites can make you sad, depressed. They can make you do suicidal things to yourself or to others. They can make you jealous, envious, and they can make you overly sexually active. And you can pass it from person to person to person. Spiritually. A spiritual transmitted disease. It's spiritually transmitted, and it's also internally transmitted, okay? Whether it be from your mouth or human to human contact. Okay? Say this is the person. You see how it's stiff, right? No life. If I'm constantly next to this person all the time, best friend, mama, whomever, blah, 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 blah. If I just said, beep, 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 you just like your X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to believe that unless I'm around a group of people outside of my home that is beneficial to my well-being. Did y'all see that, Ladybug? Do you understand what I'm saying? But if I have a steady foundation, okay? If you went back from like last summer, right? And I was talking about convenience and steady foundation, that starts in the home, right? And if one piece of the puzzle is missing, mama and or daddy, it still will throw off the equilibrium. This is why cleansing, being alone, studying, spiritual baths, taking up a hobby like gardening, which may become an actual tool to help assist others. Once you get to a pivotal point and people start asking you questions, hey, I have a service. Don't that make sense? I know how to do hair. Create a sisterhood around that. I mean, a real one. Not one that just sit here and gossip. And I mean, if you got a braider, somebody doing quickies, somebody doing finger waves, somebody got wig installments, somebody got lashes. Everybody can't do everything. As for me, because I had been down for so long with illness in my body, y'all don't hear me though. Because it takes a lot to disconnect from your old life and get out your head. I get it. But you ain't tired of your shit until you tired of your own shit. If you are new here, right, to Monday Night Conversations and Boutique, I am Daddy the Herbalist. I appreciate you for being here. And when I say I appreciate those of you who appreciate me, because I see you and I appreciate you. I really do. This is real work. I'm talking about gritty work. And if you can get down and dirty on some dirty type stuff, then you can get down on your own entire life, right? I don't know if I introduced myself, but I'm Daddy the Herbalist. I talk about traumatic experience in a more light way, right? And it may be scary for somebody because people don't experience these things. And I love that. That means some parts of the generation has changed, or, you know, some individuals did have someone to care for them and love them. And they're coming into connection with better people as they get older, right? And not repeating the pattern over and over and over again for the last 4 generations, 5 generations. How many other generations, right? Until... and this is why I made so many mistakes and been around, you know, the wrong people at the time. Some of the people may have gotten better. I don't really know. And I'm gonna say it like this. I don't really care to know. Because everybody is not on what I'm on. You understand what I'm saying? And then I have to sit there and explain it. And the way people think, they don't have an open mind. I'm not here for all that. And 9 times out of 10, most of these people wind up doing some shady shit to me. So I just would rather not. I'm not saying I don't trust people, but it just, I don't have the energy to keep. Shit, bitch, I'm getting too goddamn old for the same old spirit in a different body. And that's how that type of spirit keeps coming for you. Until you be like, nah, no. No, thank you. I'm good. Because just as well as we pray to God, baby, outside entities, they hear, they know, they sense. But it's, again, it's up to you to be like, you know what? I'm good. This is how I'm gonna do this. This is how we're gonna rock with this type of energy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, life goes on, it gets better. You learn to make your own rules that are beneficial, and boundaries. Boundaries are so important. They are not just for other people. They are more so for you. Like, hey, this is the rules on this damn playground. You understand what I'm saying? It's either they like it or they don't. Don't be a parasite, is all I'm saying. Don't be a parasite. Don't let the parasites take over you. The only way you can reach me is MyDareConfidence.com. And before spring comes in, I'm suggesting that you cleanse and or detox, okay? And that's where you can find my products. I am currently... No, I'm not. I ain't finna say that. I ain't finna say that. Y'all see it when you see it. Until next time. Bye.